Because Ted Rao is now the head of the enforcement program for the Solid Waste Management Board, and Watson Jim works for him, so I could send their letters to him.
Was there another question?
Ted Rao. Ted Rao, the guy's name is T-E-D-R-A-U-H, and he's the head of the Solid Waste Board enforcement program.
The general statement is you really want to start at the local level first to get redress, to get answers. If they do not give you those answers, you have every right to go up in large measure to their bosses.
But they're going to want to know that you started at the community level.
Yeah.
And if you document that just gives you more
Paper trail.
Exactly.
Document everything. Where you went,
There's a question right here.
when, what they said.
Pero enfrente de mi casa, al cruzar la calle nada, hay un lote baldío que es propiedad de Gibson.
Dentro de la ciudad de Jalisco.
In front of my house, just across the street, there is an empty lot that is owned by Housing Authority.
Hay toneladas de escombros de cemento que van a tirar allí, los mismos de Housing.
There are tons of cement trees that the same department, Housing Authority, goes to the empty lot and dump there.
Allí hay llantas, hay varillas de fierro,
There's tires, like iron works, steel rod,
madera,
wood,
de todo hay allí.
everything. There's everything there.
La semana pasada
About a week ago,
saqué poquita tierra de allá de mi casa,
I got a little bit of dirt from my yard,
como lo tanto de una carretilla.
about one wheelbarrow.
Pero antes de eso yo fui a la ciudad a pedir permiso para tirar.
I went to the city to ask for a permit to dump some of the soil.
Y me salieron con que no, porque yo iba a contaminar el ambiente ahí.
They told me no because we were going to.
Te voy a llevar una foto del otro lote que tiene.
Ahí por la Grant.
Edie and Brent.
Edie y Grant.
E-A-D-Y.
Can you write that down?
Edie and Brent. Edie and Brent.
E-D-A-Y.
E-A-D-Y.
E-A-D-Y and Grant.
Mi domicilio es el 725 Grant.
Grant.
Brent.
As the president of Grant.
Is the Ulysses Grant.
You know, could we have Brian go through his presentation and then get back to maybe some more comments at the end of the presentation? Because we have a really good program tonight, and I don't want us not to be able to get everything covered.
Some questions they may answer.
Okay, so we're just going to kind of go through it, and then because again, there's another half of the presentation where we're going to be asking for your help in a study. It's really interesting, and we're going to actually need some community participation. So we need to have a few minutes, as much as we can, to talk about this at the end of the meeting. So I know there's a lot of questions. We're making action items, and we're going to try to prioritize as much as we can. Up to the current day, this is the work we've done so far, and this isn't our regular work. This is because of the community asked us to do this work. So this is our response to what we can do, and as much as we can respond in these last 12 months. So this is an ongoing process we're doing.
So you said investigation. What sort of things are you investigating?
Well, like for instance, we're investigating here at the airport in Calipatria different pesticides that you might have already seen this slide. This is just a recap. We've taken samples at the airport where you can see the concentrations of different organochlorinated pesticides and some oils and some other substances. So this was in direct response to our first meeting, right? So that's not the only one. We've also done some work at the Ormat facility in Heber, where some of the community has asked, what's going on there. We went out there, and part of our regular inspections, we actually. Sorry, was there a question? No, okay. We pulled some samples, soil samples. You wouldn't expect to find these levels of copper. In this case, there was a violation that we found at the facility. So these are examples of some of the work that we've done. This specifically is the work we did in Heber on the corner of Coral and Rockwood. I think some people here live in this community, perhaps. We actually did some pretty extensive sampling in the facility on the left side, which is if anybody lives here, that they know that there's the cement facility that the lady was mentioning is on this side. And we actually took samples here, some soil samples and some wipe samples in the neighborhood. We've actually taken samples here of the soil piles at the facility. This was work that we did last year. These are some of the pictures of the sampling. You can see that, we actually went into people's backyards and we did a wipe sampling on kind of like a little shed or different items they had in their backyard. We also did sampling of the piles. You can see the top two pictures are piles of what they call, I guess, like base mix, right, or some type of material they use in the mixture at the facility for concrete. So we inspected that location, which is Gibson and Schaeffer. In April and May, we took 14 samples. We did 60 field screening samples using an XRF machine. We actually analyzed for metals and PCBs and pesticides. We did get some hexavalent chrome results that were below our limits, and we didn't get any PCBs. All the metals were below limits, no toxicity characteristic failures, and the pesticides that we encountered were below regulatory limits. So I think last time there was a question about, just because it's below a limit, what does that mean for our health, right? And that's an excellent point. We have toxicologists that look at some of the data that comes back, and just because it doesn't fail a regulatory limit, it does not mean that it's not significant for health effects. In this case, we did have our own toxicologist look at our data. It wasn't data that can prove to a statistical certainty. There's always uncertainty in every study that you do. However, they looked at this data, and they were at our meeting, by the way. We had a toxicologist at the meeting when we had presented these results in May of last year. And at the meeting, they got up and they said that there was no significant risk from the data that we found. But this is just a window, right? This is a one-time sampling event that took place in April and May.
That keyword is significant.
Correct.
Significant risk. And then, we're talking about residents. What
Right.
about the employees that handle that stuff every single day?
That
That
is
another
right.
issue.
That is another total
Another
issue. You're exactly right.
But
You're exactly right.
the keyword again is significant.
Right.
Because, okay, it's not significant, but what is for someone that's going to live there next door and absorb this stuff every single day?
You're right. You're right. The question of significance always comes up when we do when we look at any type of results. The work that we do is regulatory based. It's not health risk based. We do have the capability to do that. Coincidentally, there's other agencies that do this exact type of work. And in fact, I think there's a representative here tonight that they look at these kind of things. It's just, I think, more probably in a manner that would not encompass regulatory nature like us. It would be more from a health-based perspective. We also have those capabilities as well, by the way.